Welcome to the Magnetic Photographer Podcast. I'm Sky Edmonds, portrait photographer of 19 years, photographer educator of 15 years, and intuitive business and life coach. I help heart-centered photographers expand their income and impact through nervous system regulation, energetics, somatic connection, and business strategy so that they can become the bold, visible face of their brand. Welcome to the Magnetic Photographer Podcast. I am so glad you're here. I'm actually recording this one after my last one, so I still have my scratchy voice. And I just had something really cool happen. Well, it's been happening since last night and all morning, but I wanted to share. So as many of you know, last week I did a photographer shootout in Texas. Well, I have had 9 attendees from that shootout rebook my other Texas shootout for this fall. And 5 of those photographers booked 2 time slots because I always do shootouts. I do 2 time slots in a day. That right there is a huge testament to the magic of one of my shootouts. And if you're like, wow, Sky, that's a bold statement. Well, thank you. Yes, it is. And I own that. I am a bold woman. I speak bold words. I'm very honored by this opportunity to create a platform for people to come and get a completely new portfolio. You should see their faces after a shootout. They're glowing, they're excited. I try to make it as stress-free and magical as possible within my ability. I have limits. I told people last time when the weather was looming, my name is Sky, but I do not control the weather. Although I do talk to God about it a lot. I am finding safety in having lots of repeat clients and having numerous sales in a row. I want my nervous system to find that familiar and therefore safe. I will be talking about money more on the podcast. I have some interesting and non-traditional views. It's not about, you must price your 8x10 like this. No, first you must value yourself. And then we can start talking about money because that is all connected. So stay tuned for the money discussions coming soon. So on to today's topic. I was a photographer who tied their self-worth to their business with a double knot. I used my business and I used my work and my talent to score myself outside validation from other people. And I was always left starving for more. It was never enough. Not enough likes, not enough bookings, not enough money, not enough comments, not enough shares, not enough new follows. It was not enough because at the core, I believed I was not enough. You can never, ever fill on the inside with things from the outside. Not money, not a man, not recognition, not validation, not words. They will never land in the way you hope to. They will land on soil that cannot take root. And when the wind comes, when the storms come, they will be blown away quickly, leaving you looking for more. And now that I've separated myself from my business and realized I am not my business. Because if I am my business, if I have it tied with a double knot, then when someone says no to booking me, then I could tell myself stories and make it mean something terrible about myself. Raise your hand if you do this. No, I'm not going to book you. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with my work? Why isn't it enough? Are they going to go with someone cheaper? Are they going to go with someone better? It's exhausting. I am not my business. Because if I am my business, then I'm going to play small out of fear of risking failure. After all, if I am my business, then if I fail, that means I am a failure. Guess what? Your mind and your nervous system are going to stop you from trying to be in that position of being a failure, meaning you're not going to try new things. I am not my business, because if I am my business, then I may approach potential clients with a scarcity mindset, that grabby or convincing energy. I'm trying to convince them of the value when I should be leading with, I am the value. What I offer is a value. You want to be magnetic? You want to be a magnetic photographer? That right there. I am not my business. Because if I am my business and they say no, it takes me out of the service mindset and I make it about me instead of the client. How often we step out of that service mindset and make it about them. I've heard from photographers so often about posing, for example. I'm so afraid they're going to think about this, about my posing. Or when I get frozen with my posing, I'm afraid that they're going to think about this about me. It's just a lot of them talking about them. Me. What are they going to think about me? When you step into your business and you're not giving a shit about what people are thinking about you, yeah, you want them to have positive thoughts about your service, what you offer in your business, but you, it only matters what you think about you. And a lot of people don't feel very good about themselves, and they're leading with that and attracting people who are reflecting that back and like, what's going on? Your clients, your relationships, your bank account is often a mirror to what you really think, to what you are leading with. What's that reflection you're receiving? The good news is if you don't like it, you can change it. I'm living proof. And to the people pleasers who may be listening, notice I said service mindset. I did not say allow people to walk all over you. Yes, I see you. And I have a special episode coming soon about boundaries in business. So stay tuned for that. I am not my business. My worth as a human being is separate from what I do. The be is different from the do. Full stop. Because I'm not my business, I can play big. I can take risks. Knowing success is nothing more than revised mistakes. If you are an entrepreneur, you are signing up to take risks. Oh, I don't like the plural form of the word risk. It's hard to say. But yeah, risk and being an entrepreneur, they go hand in hand. You cannot separate the two. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are receiving money for a service, you are signing up to take a risk. And if you will not take a risk, you will reap the reward of not taking a risk. Because I'm not my business, when a potential client says no, I do not make it mean something about me. It simply means I was not the right fit or did not fully showcase the value of my offer. So sometimes, yeah, you're not the right fit, but sometimes your client cannot see the value of your offer because you're not making it clear. Your messaging and your content isn't speaking to them. It isn't displaying the value. I love messaging. I'm going to be talking about it more because it is freaking amazing how just certain tweaks, I don't like that word, of messaging can attract different clients. Different results. Your messaging on your website, on your social media is a huge part of your marketing arsenal. I digress. Because I am not my business, I could take or pass on jobs based on if they are aligned for me and the work I want to put out in the world or not. You are not your business. It's what you do. It's what you offer. Do not try to price yourself according to what you're worth, because you are priceless. Period. This is why doing the inner work is essential. This is why the way we see, think, and feel about ourselves is everything in our business. Everything. Before we need more posing help, a new preset, or portrait collection structuring, we need to effing value ourselves. Not value our work first. We have to start with us. Us. I know so many, they grew up with nice girl syndrome. And there's a name for that. It's called fawning. It's a part of the nervous system. Nice girls don't focus only on themselves. It's not about only focusing on yourself. You couldn't serve your clients fully if you're only focusing on yourself. You start with yourself. You lead with yourself. I put the crown on my own head first before I start walking around putting crowns on other heads. I start with me. It'll stay with me, but I sure as hell start with me. Until we solve these issues, it's going to stand in our way. The photographers, they're going to continue to blame the market, blame newbie photographers, blame their small town when all along, who is the problem? The good news is, stay with me. If we are the problem, then we are the solution. Don't give up. You are more powerful than you think, and I'm here to help you. I may be giant leaps ahead of some of you, and I may just be a step ahead others. I don't know about you, but I would rather learn from someone who is a few steps ahead than someone who has conquered this 20 years ago. I still smell like smoke. I smoldered for years in self-hatred, self-distrust, self-loathing. I still smell like smoke, but now I'm the fire starter. Now I'm lighting fires. I won't just tell you that you're worthy. I could show you the steps and how you can step into that in your business. That's what we need. Bold women with bold words, with bold moves. Fire starters in this community, the photographer community, who aren't doing things just because they've always been done that way. We're tuning into our intuition. There's something for you to bring to your business, to your community, a tone for you to set. The stage is big enough for us all. That's how I see it. I don't just see, myself on stage. If I'm on stage, then I'm over at the edge of it, pulling women onto the stage with me. Well, it's not even pulling. It's inviting. That's what this is. That's what this podcast is. An invitation into more, and an invitation into knowing you're not broken. You've got what it takes. You can make more impact. You can make more income. It's like, oh, she's talking about money again. I love the idea of women making big money, allowing in, receiving big money, being able to hold big money. Just think of the impact on the community of women who have big money to invest into their community. It reminds me of growing up in the Christian mindset, the typical Christian mindset of, oh, it's so pious to be poor. No, it ain't. I want to have millions to give and serve God with. Does he need it? No. But there are people in this realm who do. So I'm not going to be ashamed of making money, of wanting to make more impact. And oftentimes that comes through making and allowing and holding more money. So remember, you are not your business. You are not your business. You are the value that you bring to your business. It starts with you. It starts with you. So if this resonated with you, I am going to be bringing something new, and I don't have all the details because, again, I'm co-creating with God, co-creating with creativity, but there's something on the horizon. I have a name for it. I have an outline. It's going to be self-development meets business, because I strongly believe, and I hope this is the message that you receive from my podcast, that build you as you build your business. Build you as you build your business, because if you just build your business, it's going to topple on you. Build you as you build your business. Marrying self-development with business strategy. Because you have to have strategy. When I mentioned messaging and you're like, what's messaging? Then you need to know a little bit more about strategy. Okay. This was fun. I am so glad you're here. Love talking with you. I want to hear from you. DM me, message me, leave a review, tell your friends about my podcast. I'm thinking about doing like a question and answer segment. So if you have questions for me, I'm going to put my email, drop me a line, and maybe I'll cover it on the podcast. Okay. Until next time.